Hello everyone, welcome back to another Sunday afternoon live stream talking about the game yesterday. I think we've only got a couple of you in at the moment. We've got Eugene McGeever in. Hello Eugene. Eugene says remember to smash the like button now. So if you are joining this, if you're watching this live, or if you're joining this and watching this after it's gone, after it's been played, you watch it later on tonight, then do just click that like button. It really helps the channel. W&G fan, Wallace and Gromit fan is here. Hello. How are you doing? I'm just going to stick this little banner on here to remind you if anybody actually wants to, if anybody would like to be able to call into the show, then you can email me at that address there, leecharles.tv at iCloud, and let me know your email address. I can have a chat with you and we can sort out how to connect to the show if you would like to do that. Still, nobody's taken me up on it. So Carlisle's been relegated. So they've got absolutely nothing to play for, have they, whatsoever? Nothing whatsoever. So, Joe Bottomley says the atmosphere. Yeah, well, just very quickly to let you all know, I had to leave at half-time yesterday for the simple reason that Keith's having trouble again with his foot. He's going back in for an operation next time, and I was covering a wedding for him, and I had to leave at half-time. So I just haven't bothered doing a match day vlog. I didn't see there was much point, really. I was only going to see it halfway through. So apparently, from what I've read, I saw the better half yesterday. It was, I thought the first half, I thought we played reasonably well. We were commanding, dominating, really, weren't we? I don't know, we had 70-odd% possession. I thought Coulson looked a real threat. I thought that Dembele was tricky in the first half and he was keeping the defenders quiet, gave our other players plenty of room and space. I thought our final ball was garbage half the time. We got ourselves into real good positions and then just don't put the cross in and find anybody time and time again. And when we do get a chance, we did head it over the bar or put it wide or just miss the target. And it's just that all the time, which kind of drives you batty. In fact, I actually read Mitch Cook's left foot. I don't know if you ever read him on the internet. By the way, the sim's not in my phone, so people can't mess about again. But I like this thing he said about Matty Virtue. Talking about Matty Virtue, he said that he'd quite like to have Matty Virtue's job. He says, my work quite often gets me down a bit. I seem to have quite a lot to do and a lot to think about for not a huge amount of money. Matty Virtue gets paid more than me, and he just has to play football, and then mostly only the simple bits of it for about 7 minutes a week on average, which isn't even long enough to get tired. And that's true. It's not a bad little job he's got there, Matty Virtue, has he? 7 minutes of football, that's all he does, and he gets paid for that. Eugene McGeever says, hi, Lee, and happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Sunday is fun day. I used to work at a timeshare. They used to say Sunday is fun day. Steve Huntley said, hi, Lee. Hi, Steve. Darlick said, what did I think of our world-class forward line yesterday, Lee? Is that are we saying it's a world-class forward line, or are we just being sarcastic? I thought, to be honest, I kind of agree with Mitch Cook's left foot in the fact that Beasley and Kouassi were, in the first half in particular, were occupying the defenders, and they were just the mere physical presence there was giving space to other players, and we seemed to have a lot of space in that first half. And reading his blog that Cambridge made a change at half time, and that completely kind of screwed us up, and we weren't quite the same. So you'll have to tell me what you thought of the second half, but I believe it was pretty bad. Joe Bottomley says the atmosphere was bad, was flat. I think the manager has lost the crowd and everyone seems disgruntled with the play. It does seem that way. And it's not surprising, is it? It's kind of all just fallen apart. We had a great chance. I can't see it now. I know there's still a bit of a chance that we could get in the playoffs, but I just don't think we're that good a team. I mean, we're just not, Cambridge United, we made real hard work of it. And somebody actually messaged me and said, Cambridge are easy, you beat them easy, but we didn't really beat them easy. We could have done, but we're just not good enough, are we, at creating goal scoring opportunities and scoring them. Yeah, to think next week we will play against Carlisle as well. Yeah, they're relegated, so they'll have nothing to play for, will they? They'll probably smash us. But yeah, the next game is Fleetwood, and it's a game we cannot lose. I think it was bad on Saturday. I tell you, if we lose against Fleetwood, it is. I can't even think about it. W and G fan. I'd like to think the last few home games are similar to the beginning of this season. Yeah, yeah, we should be okay, but it doesn't. None of it really matters, does it? Really, we're safe. We're not going down. I can't see us making the playoffs, to be honest. It's interesting. I got an email from Hayden Coulson's dad just when he arrived, and he said he knew he was coming here a couple of weeks before. He couldn't say anything, and he'd been searching for people who did blogs or vlogs or Instagram, whatever, and he found me, and he's chatted to me a few times, and he came down yesterday for the match and emailed me to say he was doing, and I said I couldn't understand why Critchley dropped him for the, because I thought he's been our best player over the past 4 or 5 games. I thought he's been head and shoulders above it, and I couldn't believe he got dropped for that game. But he said that he had a slight knee injury and he'd had to go back to Middlesbrough to get it sorted out. So Chris, it's, these are things we don't hear, aren't they? These are things that we don't get to hear. So that's why Coulson was dropped for Monday. But he is a good player. I'd like to sign him, but I don't know whether we will. Alex said, do you think it's a good idea to sprinkle the pitch after almost 5 months of continuous rain, so drenching the first four rows of the West Stand? It doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? But I'm not a groundsman, so I don't know why they do what they do, but they do what they do. And if they seem to think it's a good thing, then who am I to argue with that? I don't know. I don't know anything about mowing a lawn, to be honest. We have one of these robot mowers. I call him Morty. Mawson said he's called Morty. He goes out and he just does his bit. He goes round and round, does an hour, and then goes back in his box, and that's it. He keeps the grass cut. He's great. Eugene McGeever says he thinks that Fleet will be relegated. Well, they've got a job on. I mean, they have got a job. Charlie Adams gave them a bit of hope. We really need to beat them on Tuesday to kind of cement that in. Paul Barrow says the criticism from fans must play on players' minds. I bet half of them can't wait to leave and go somewhere that's a little less toxic. Yeah, well, we kind of knew. Yeah, I keep saying this. We knew it would be toxic, didn't we? Because it was always going to be a problem bringing Critch back. We always knew. People like Jane and I, we loved him the first time. We were prepared to forgive him and let him come back, and we kind of saw what he did the first time he was here, and we saw the plan that he had for the academy and all that, all that sort of thing, and developing and bringing players through. So yeah, I was prepared to forgive him, but I knew that lots of fans wouldn't forgive him. It's just like Appleton. They're just, he's got to prove himself straight away, and the football has been pretty dire. I mean, it has been terrible, really terrible football, the kind of football that nobody wants to watch. And honestly, if I was to say anything to Critchley, you have got to think about the kind of football you want to play. And if you want to play it that way, you're never going to get the backing of Blackpool fans. It's never going to happen. They're not going to like that sort of thing. We like attacking football. We like lots of chances and lots of goals, and that's traditionally from, from my dad, when he was watching Morty and Matthews in the 50s and the cup finals, and that's the kind of football my dad used to like. Wingers, particularly wingers that could take people on, go around the outside of him, a right winger going down the right wing and a left winger going down the left wing, running down the line, getting to the byline and pulling it back. And that is how my dad always believed football should be played. Winger, tricky winger, going around the defender on the outside, get to the byline, pull it back, and then the ball's coming back towards to the striker, to it, rather than it coming over his head or trying to get it, as it's coming over him. He liked the ball being played back towards the forward, coming back at him so he could hit it with pace. And that's how my dad liked football. I liked it, Holloway's way of playing football. I don't like this way of football at all. I don't like it. Although the first half was a lot better. I know a few have criticised CJ. I didn't see him in the second half. He obviously didn't play as well in the second half, but that little jinxy move he did in the first half where he went inside outside and he tried to get the ball, but somebody, tried to get the ball across, but somebody just got in the way and put it out for a corner. But that was brilliant. You took the man on, and that's what you want to see. That's exciting football for me. Exciting football for me is when players take the defence on and run at defenders. I don't like it when we're constantly trying to pass it, although I do like a good pass as well that splits a defence. You know what I mean? There was a couple of times with Sonny Carey, who had a great first half, great goal. We need to talk about that. It was a great goal. He had some link-up play with Coulson, and Coulson did a few little, Cruyff kind of turns, didn't he, in the box that sent the defenders the wrong way. He just couldn't get the ball across to somebody, but it was exciting first half. I thought it was a lot better. Yes, the club is indeed a running that way, isn't it? The secrecy at the KGB. I mean, if they'd have just said, wouldn't they? If they'd have just announced and they'd have just said that, Hayden's got a bit of a knee injury and he's just gone back to Middlesbrough to have it looked at and, worked on, and he can't play. And his dad did say to me, he's only going to get 70 minutes. He's not going to, Critch won't give him more than that because of obviously knee injury. So, Critch thinks about the players and thinks about the health. But why didn't the club just say, oh, he's injured? You know what I mean? So he's not playing. And then everybody's not, going on, Critch the Tinker Man again, drops Coulson. Why would you drop Coulson? It's about, I mean, why? Why? It's not much to ask, is it, to kind of know some of the reasoning behind. We don't want to know everything that they do, but it would be nice to not have everybody grumbling in the stands that Coulson's not playing, isn't it? And then saying, why did he set up this team? Typical, we don't win, W&G fan says, if Fleetwood somehow beat Blackpool, then there might be a chance for them to stay in League One next season. Of course, yeah. We've got to send them down. We've got to do our best to put that nail in the coffin. Plus, we don't want... It's not just that, though. I just don't want to lose to Fleetwood. I don't think we've ever lost to Fleetwood at Bloomfield Road, and I don't want to start now. Joseph Smith is here. Hello, Joseph. He says, big clear out needed in the summer. Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Well, I think there is naturally going to be quite a clear out because I'm pretty sure Ekpiteta's going. I'm pretty sure Gabriel's going, isn't he? I think there's a few more out of contract that'll be going. But if we clear out, will we bring in? That's the thing. Will we bring anybody in? We don't always, do we? Joseph Smith says, hi, yep, hope you well. Yeah, I'm great. I've just been saying before, if you've just joined the stream, there is no match day vlog, which you're probably all going to say, thank God for that. We don't have to watch that. Because I don't know what I'd have been saying in this blog. The second half I'd have done it, to be honest. It sounded awful, but I had to leave at half time. So there really was, it was pretty pointless. And I was pretty late doing other things as well. So I didn't get, there till late. So there was no chance. There was no chance. I just sat somewhere else and just left it early. So sorry about that, folks, but if you were expecting a match day vlog, there ain't one today. Joseph Smith said it was really boring. I didn't think it was boring first half, Joseph. I thought it was pretty good first half. I thought that was the best I've seen us play. We dominated. We didn't lose the ball in their half very often. We kept picking up the loose ball. I thought we played quite well. Just the final ball. Always the final ball. It's either the crossing doesn't, get past the defenders, Dexel on the floor, doesn't come over the top, or it's just too far over, or it's just never really perfectly there, is it? I remember when we came back and we had Armand Nangelay, a striker, and my two boys didn't like him. They used to say that he scores all these goals are too easy. And he'd be at the back stick, wouldn't he? But the back stick, he'd just edit in. And I used to say to them, it's an art. It's an art for a winger to be able to, cross it in right on the striker's head and for the striker to know where it's going to be. And we don't seem to have that connection at all. And I would give anything to have that, because it was Feeney, wasn't it? Feeney coming down the right and he would just cross it over. And Nangelay, get it in, and it just looked easy. It would look easy for him to score goals, whereas we're actually at the moment making goal scoring look like the most impossible thing in the world. We make it look so difficult. We can't find men in the box. When we do get ahead to it, we're underneath it. We had it over the bar. There was a bit where Sonny Carey ran through and he just couldn't get it in. He put it in the side netting. It's just so frustrating. Right. W&G Fans says, Lee, have you been paying attention to League Two recently? The top three places have been very spicy. No, I haven't. You know me, I don't watch anything else other than us, but no, I haven't. You'll have to tell me how spicy it's been. Maybe tell me a little bit more. Joseph Smith says it's the end product we struggle with for some reason. Yeah, that final ball. It's the final ball, the final pass, the final shot, not taking a shot when you've got the chance to take a shot, passing it across. I think there was I read in Mitch Cook's review on the second half, there was a bit where Lavery was through. He'd done all the hard work, gets into the box apparently, and then rather than have a shot, he bottles it and he puts it across to Kyle Joseph. I think was it to Joseph, who then just crashes into a player and the whole thing's over. And from a perfectly good chance to score, we just mess it up. We do that all the time. Jim McGeever wants everybody to let us know what your Blackpool player ratings were against Cambridge yesterday. Zen Photo said, yes, it's hello, Lee. It's great to get this opportunity to vent as we approach the end of the season. Indeed, it is. Funnily enough, somebody, I can't remember who it was, posted on A View from the Tower asking people to support Lee Charles TV in a rallying call and all this. And that's thanks very much. And then a few people, I didn't post on it, but I read it, and a few people. I think it might have been Pete that said, watch this. It's a 3-hour rant. Well, this show isn't me ranting. It's nothing to do with a 3-hour rant. So, if somebody put, it's a great watch, 3 hours of Lee ranting. That's what it's not. This is an interactive live stream where I'm replying to your comments. Sure, I will get a chance to rant if there is, but this is interactive. It's not me just being on a video for 3 hours ranting and ranting. So that kind of didn't help really to say it was a Lee's rant. I thought, no, it's not Lee's rant. It's just Lee doing this. And then somebody, I think 20 to go, said, I wish Lee had posted his links on A View from the Tower. I don't post it anymore because it's the knobhead comments on there that get you down. And it's like, I don't know who it was, posted, an uncomfortable watch. He won't have even watched it to say it's an uncomfortable watch, but it's those kind of things that just mentally ruin everything on A View from the Tower. And also, I don't want to post things on A View from the Tower and then people start saying all the shitty things that they do say, all the stuff that's hurtful, and then people defending me. I don't need it, so I'm just better off without it, really. So I don't post on A View from the Tower because I just don't like the knobheads who reply to things. And they're just nasty, and there's no need for it. You know what I mean? There's no need for the nastiness. There's no need, is there, for that guy to say, uncomfortable watch? Why would you write that? Uncomfortable watch? You won't have even watched it. You know what I mean? I certainly won't have watched it for 3 hours to know how uncomfortable or comfortable it was. Just knobheads, just dickheads that get on my nerves. So I don't post on there. So that's why, if you're wondering why I didn't reply to it, because I can't be bothered. And I do appreciate those people, that did support it and say, yeah, it's fun, does a great job and all that. But, at the end of the day, I just find that A View from the Tower is just, it just gets you down. And to keep reading nasty things about yourself all the time, it's really quite hard to deal with, on top of the fact that, you're doing it all out of the love for it. If somebody doesn't like it, fine. If you don't like it, don't watch it. You don't have to comment on it to say how bad it is if you don't watch it. Joseph Smith says, well, is it? He says, I'm hearing that Jerry Yates' time is up at Swansea. Would love him to come back. That's been a little bit of a rumour, hasn't it, going around? I mean, apparently they don't like him at Swansea, and they think he's lazy, which is hard to believe, isn't it? apparently comments on the Swansea boards about how lazy he is. He's a great player, isn't he? We'd love him back, but I don't think we could afford him. I don't think we could afford his wages now. He'll have been on really good money at Swansea. I think we have to stop thinking about, having anybody back, managers, players included. Just find the new. We need to find the new Jerry Yateses, don't we? Jamie. Jamie's what's gone? Jamie's Rock and Soul. Hi, Jamie. Jamie has a YouTube channel, by the way. Lives in Blackpool. He does vlogs about Blackpool, walking around Blackpool, and make sure you check him out on YouTube. Give him a bit of love. Subscribe to him. Build him up a little bit. Afternoon, Lee. A vital win right there, my friend. I hope you're well. Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, it's not particularly a vital win. It wasn't a vital win, really, was it? It didn't really matter. It was nice to get a win, but it wasn't a vital win. I can't see us getting into the playoffs, if I'm being honest now. I think we've really got to get 6 points on Oxford in 4 games, and it's not going to happen. And also Lincoln as well. Not 4, but we have to get past Lincoln as well. So I can't see it. Zen Photo. So much was expected, nothing seems to have been delivered. Most fans were hoping for an immediate return to the Championship. However, we've been dull and far too predictable all season. Yes, indeed, we have. We have been far too predictable because we just play the same way all the time. And I think that Critchley should stop worrying about the other teams. He does often say, it's going to be our game. It's going to be our game against this, our game against that. No, forget that, Critch. Forget it's an hard game. It's an easy game. It's League One. Forget hard games. Just play our game, take it to them, dominate games, and nothing will be hard. But we haven't done that, have we? We haven't dominated. We haven't dominated anybody. And that's the problem with why it's so rubbish, in my opinion. Dalek says, due to some of the awful football that's been served up this season, do you think it will deter people from renewing their season tickets for next season, especially if there is a rise in renewing? A decline? I think if it all depends on what happens in the summer. If Critch stays and we don't do anything exciting in the transfer market and there's not a buzz about things, and they don't get me buzzing, and I'm not buzzing about things, and I'm not saying things are going to be great, and I'm not going watching pre-season and it's all like amazing. If all that sort of happens, there will definitely be less season tickets sold. People are so unhappy with this football. People want to see. We know, everybody knows. We all know we're Blackpool fans, and we all know what kind of football that we want to watch, don't we? We want to kind of watch Ian Holloway football, don't we? We want to watch that attacking, jumpers for goalposts, throw caution to the wind, go at them. None of us want to see this iPad stats driven drivel, I call it, really. And I know everybody's into it, but it's not for me. It's not the kind of football I want to see in it. And if I was Simon Sadler, I'd be interviewing managers, and that would be my question. Do you worry more about the opposition, or do you like to, force your game onto, do you like to pressurize teams? Do you like to set up a team so they, get to every second ball, pressurize them, high press? And, is that how you set up? Is that how you want to play football? And if they said, yeah, that's kind of football I like to play. I like to dominate teams. I like to get, the squad together. I like them to run through a brick wall for me and give 110%. And that's the kind of thing I would want to be hearing from a manager. I wouldn't want to be hearing that, yes, I can pass it around. I'm all about stats and more stats, because I don't like that kind of football. I don't like the way Gareth Southgate plays England either. I'm not a big fan of him either, because I don't like the way England play around the back a lot, but they have got more exciting players than we have, and they do get goals. So here we go, filling me in. So in League Two, Stockport's almost certain for winning promotion, and the trophy. Wrexham, with a win, move up to second place after a win from Colchester, and Mansfield has moved down to fourth place. after a win over. Okay, so Mansfield has moved down to 4th place. Well, I was pretty certain that Stockport and Wrexham are coming up. I can't see those two messing it up. Yeah, I would imagine that those two will be coming up. And that will be a difficult season, I think, for us. I think Wrexham will be hard. Blackpool FC is here. Hi. He says, Byers is out of contract in the summer. Do you reckon we'll give him a contract? Do you want to give him a contract? Has he been that good? I think he's all right. I don't think he's like the greatest midfielder I've ever seen. Certainly not as good as I thought he was going to be when I'd heard from all the Sheffield Wednesday fans. Yeah, maybe he might not want to stay after playing in front of this kind of, dull and at times toxic crowd. It's can't be really enjoying his football here, I would imagine. Ian Barron is here. Hi, Ian. A very good afternoon, everyone watching. To everyone watching, hope you're well and having a great weekend. I won't tell you about the mighty Darlow yesterday. Oh, thank you very much. That's okay. Don't then. Seaside Oggy says, love your channel, Lee. Was the dullest in the north for a very long time. It speaks volumes. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. It was quiet, wasn't it? It's just the football, the season, the disappointments, what we're watching has all just combined together and stirred into one big pot, and it's just made everybody, down, hasn't it? You can tell it's just the atmosphere is wrong. And I did say this at the start of the season that's my biggest fear, that when you make a management appointment and it's not popular with everyone, not popular with everyone. It has to be, everybody has to be buzzing about the manager and be behind him and give him a chance. You know what I mean? If it had been Dobby, you would have probably said that 95% probably the crowd would be willing him on. But you knew straight away the minute it was Critch, 50% wouldn't be happy about it, would they? 50% of the people would not be happy campers. Well, maybe 50% is high, but maybe 30% or whatever. But a big majority of the crowd, and there's a lot of people right from the start didn't want him fist pumping the crowd. They didn't want him coming up with they didn't want that at the end because he'd walked away, and people have been calling him the snake, haven't they? All the time. So when Simon Sadler made that decision to bring back yet another manager again, and one that had upset lots of people, and he did, and I kind of blame him, for us getting relegated, because if he'd have stayed, we wouldn't have had Appleton and all, and McCarthy and all that, and that season would have never happened. So he is a lot to blame for our relegation. He owed us a promotion, I thought, to be honest, for putting us in the situation that got us relegated. And if Blackpool fans are divided, I say it all the time, we are not a very loud ground. It's, only 10,000 there. It's not brilliant if we're not noisy, but if we're really noisy, it sounds a lot more like 20, 30,000, doesn't it? When we're really going for it, but we're not. And it's all down to the season, the manager's appointment, the lack of investment in the team, the actual football we're watching on the pitch, which is absolutely terrible at times. I don't know what Simon Sadler's seeing, if I'm being honest. If he wants, to see more of this, he ain't seeing what I'm seeing. Joe Bottomley says, how do you think the crowd will welcome Charlie Adam at Bloomfield Road? I think he'll get a warm welcome at Bloomfield Road. I don't think anybody will particularly hold it against him for taking a job, even if it is Fleetwood. You know what I mean? I don't think it matters. He's got to get bedded in, and he's got to try and learn his craft, and maybe one day he'd be a great manager for us. So we love Charlie Adam, don't we? We all love him. Gary Cronshaw is here. Hello, Gary. There we go. Hello. Adrian Moore is here. Yep. Big up, Lee Mush. Go on. Oh, kid, you look great, fella. Thank you very much. Always there to make me feel good, Adrian. Thank you very much. I haven't seen you for ages as well. So where did I bump into you? What game was it? It was an away game, wasn't it? But where were we? That's to remind me where we were. I can't. It's that long ago now. I'm all sorts of blend into one. Right, what's this? Why is it £27 for non-season tickets at Reading? The answers on a. Oh, hang on. What when we go to Reading? You mean that's what they're charging? Why is it £27 for non-season ticket holders at Reading? Are they charging more for non-season ticket holders than season ticket holders? That they don't normally base away things on season tickets. It's normally on how many games you've attended and that. But I wonder why. I don't know. I've no idea. I've no idea, Darren, on that one. I couldn't tell you. No idea why it's there. Right. Well, nothing like that. Charlie Adam is Tangerine. He hates Fleetwood. Well, that will be something we might be singing. I've jumped there a bit, to be honest. There's a few more. Let's just go. Right, that's what I was going to read out. Steve Huntley says, Critch will stay and transfers will be shite, in my opinion. Right, well, that's it then. It's going to, well, that's it. If that's how it is, if Critchley stays and the transfers are shite, as you are saying, yes, there will be a massive dip in season tickets. I mean, even I'm umming and ahhing over it. I've got to be honest. I'm umming and ahhing over it because I'm having to work more. I haven't got enough money to keep spending all the hours and hours on these videos that I do for no money, and I'm going to need some more money soon. I won't tell you all the news that's going on, but I will be working more, doing more disco. So I might not be able to make everyone. And it's do I buy a season ticket? That'll be a big statement, won't it? If I don't buy a season ticket, but work. Unless I can get a massive sponsor for this channel, probably sponsor 5,000 or something to cover all the work I do. If any businesses out there, by the way, that wants to sponsor and have your business on for 5,000 or a number of businesses for the season, if we can get 5 at 1,000 or something, but I need to kind of get that sort of sponsorship, or else I just won't be able to do everything because I've got to get off to these discos, and I can't really do them. You know, I'm leaving at half time. It's pretty pointless. Living down south, it looks like you're being punished. It does. So you're paying more for a ticket to Reading than a season ticket holder at Blackpool would have to pay. That doesn't seem right. Ian Barron says, a question, if things stay the same, how many season tickets by the start of next season? Well, there won't be as many. I don't know how many there is this year. About 9,000, is there? I reckon we'll lose. We could easily lose a couple of thousand and be down to about 7,000 if people are that fed up with what they're watching. Because who wants to pay? And especially, it's not so bad. Well, it still is bad when it's just you. When it's like £300 or whatever for a season ticket. But when you've got a family of 4, it's a bloody fortune, isn't it? To go and and the trouble is, if you're taking young kids, they soon get fed up if the atmosphere is bad, and they don't want to go. So what's the point in buying them a season ticket? Who sets the prices? I don't know on that one. I don't know. I would have thought it would have been Reading that sets the prices. I don't think we have anything to. I don't know, Darren. Honestly, you have to email the club. I suppose I have no idea. I know as much as you. Gareth Gerard says, good afternoon, Lee. Once again, it was a frustrating watch despite winning against a poor team. Our end product, final ball, has remained consistently poor. Yeah, this is what I've been saying earlier on. And yesterday was no different. I was sat there once again, bored and annoyed with what I'm seeing. The style of football is not what I pay to watch. Yeah, well, this is the problem, isn't it? This is the problem. This is not the style of football. I know I'm kind of going over it. If you've been here from the start, it's just basically everything I've been saying, Gareth, already, that people do not want to watch this kind of football. Blackpool fans are not into this. It doesn't do anything to get fans bums on seats. People are bored. I thought the first half was pretty good. Just the final product was bad, but we really dominated, and I had to go at half time, which is why there will be no match day vlog today, because I didn't do one. There was no point. So, and you'll probably all be very relieved that I'm not torturing you all having to watch a match day vlog. The most important stat is the full-time score instead. Yes, of course it is. Well, it kind of is, but then again, the full-time score yesterday was 1-0 to Blackpool, but everybody's not happy about it because we didn't play the kind of football that we want to watch. So yeah, you want to win. Yeah, you want that sort of stat to be a win, but you want to see more goals, more action, and just better football. You want to be entertained. You're paid to be entertained, and we're not being. Yeah, Zen Photo says, I have to agree with you about A View from the Tower. It could be a great forum for discussion, but far too often a benign comment descends into alleged fans tearing strips of each other. Why? What's to be gained? Oh, no, it's just unbelievable. It's really whatever you post on there, somebody is going to have an argument with you about it all the time, and they want arguments with you all the time. And I used to have certain particular people that used to just give me hell all the time whenever I posted anything. And yeah, you can block him and all that, but people are just nasty. So I don't like dealing with nasty people who say nasty things. So I'd rather just keep off there, and I have done for pretty much. I might like the odd thing, but I don't spend. I read it, and it just frustrates me when I read it because it's unbelievable. Somebody will spell something wrong, and it'll go off on a tangent. Everybody talking about spelling and. I know there's just somebody always wants to sabotage every thread that ever there is and argue. And the arguments go on back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. And then they argue with things about things that have been said months ago. And you really can't understand what the hell they're going on about half the time, because it'll be like somebody's been annoying them in another thread on another time. And it's just like, unless you're reading it all the time, you know the absolute ins and outs of all these like arguments between certain people. And then you get, that who is he? A tense grin or something. I've just blocked him. I don't read anything he says. He does my absolute tree in that guy. Whoever he is, he's so negative. It's terrible. Even when it's good, he's negative. Glad critics didn't give the fist pumps, as I think he got the message from the North Stand. Yeah, sure. And he needs to know. I have no problem with that. He needs to know that this is not the kind of football that we want to watch. And if he's going to persevere with that, then please just go. Don't stay here ruining everybody's Saturdays playing this football that we don't want to watch. Either adapt it and change it into a more attacking style and stop concentrating on the other teams and just go at teams and pressurize them and get yourself on top and win the second balls and be more aggressive. And we were great yesterday. We seemed to have more space to keep picking up the balls. And I think that was because we had Beasley and Kouassi, which were they were concentrating on them because you can't leave them alone, and that was freeing up people. And we seem to be able to keep it in their half better than we have done all season. We haven't been camped in their half. We normally lose it in their half. Right, okay. That's why you didn't want to tell us. You won 2-0. That's all right. You're up to 18th place. The great escape is on. 10 wins out of 13 games. Brilliant. Well done, Darlow. So, yeah, pleased for you, Ian. Are you going to Reading for the final day of the season? Just remember that the match will kick off at 12:30. No, I'm not going away. I have got work to do. I've got discos and stuff to do. Ian Barron says, you missed my live streams. Yeah, well, the trouble is we can't do the live streams. I can't do the live stream. I am going to just start, watching Sky and watching. I actually feel like I need to start watching a little bit of Premier League football so I know coming for these Euros, because we're going to be doing live streams during the Euros. So I will be doing more live streams and less of the match day vlogs because I can't do them. In fact, I don't even know if I can do them next season. Without major sponsorship, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do match day vlogs. So Blackpool Football Club will be pleased about that, won't they? Jamie's Rock and Soul says, how many players are out of contract at the end of the season? I don't know. I actually don't know. Ian Barrow, but there's a few. Ian Barrow says, how much is in that? Well, of course, the loans will be going back. Rhodes will be going back. Dembele will be going back. How much is an adult season ticket for this season? We don't know yet. They've not announced them yet. Or do you mean this season just gone? I can't remember now. It's about 300 and I can't remember. Jane got them. So I can't actually. I don't know. I get sponsored by Happy Days. Well, I need to get sponsored by something, because if we don't, we won't be able to do them. Got to say, Lee, you should be happy that you had to leave at half-time yesterday. That second half was also dreadful. Yes, I have read on Mitch Cook's left foot that it was pretty bad. Yeah, it was terrible. And I thought it was a good first half. I thought I'd left him in a good place, but as I say, there was no point doing a match day vlog. And to be honest with you, I couldn't be bothered because I was working. I didn't get until 2 a.m, and then I had to do all the video, and I just to make nobody's watching him at the moment. So, well, a couple of thousand. Well, I think the last one we got 1,400. It's just going down and down and down because nobody's interested. So, which makes me not interested. Oh, Lavery's out of contract. Yeah, I think Blackpool will get it right on the training ground. Well, there's no evidence of that at the moment. To be honest, we've had a season of being on the training ground, and we just seem to be looking worse as the season goes on. MB says, Lavery out of contract at the end of the season. Would you give him a new contract, Lee? No, I wouldn't. Sorry, Lavs, but I just don't think you're what we need. Right, I've got 20 minutes left on this. I've got to go at 5 because I'm going out to work again tonight. By the way, if you live in St Anne's, I went to there's a little dessert stall in St Anne's called Indulge Desserts, and I went filming their screens for them. I did all the screens in the shop for them, and there was a chance of a delivery job, so I took it because I needed the money. So if you're in St Anne's and you ever want some ice creams or waffles or whatever delivered by Lee Charles TV, then order from Indulge and you might well get me delivering them for you. Okay, Cronshaw says Man United 0, Liverpool 1. Ooh, blooming heck. Liverpool are doing well, aren't they? Yes, attack football. That's exactly what we want to see. Well, it does seem that way, Chris, doesn't it? It does seem that way, that he's very stubborn and extremely arrogant. And I don't know. Yeah, it's not working, is it? It's not working, and it can be as arrogant, as stubborn as he wants. But if he keeps putting on this football, fans are going to turn on him, and fans are not going to go, and that will speak volumes for him. So he's either got to rethink, or he's got to make his style of football, whatever he's doing, win matches and win them more than just 1-0. You know, win. You want to see big wins, don't you? You want to see easy wins, easy victories. Be sat there, sipping a margarita in the second half because you're 3 or 4-0 up, and all the pressure's off, and I could just relax and enjoy and talk to you without worrying about the game instead of hanging on for the last 10 minutes against the Alamo, as it often is. Eugene McGeever says it's now Man United 1 at Liverpool 1. Ooh. Joe Bottomley says, I made a point of watching Carey yesterday. While he seems to be a skillful player, he does seem a little lightweighting and he pushed off the ball quite easily. What's your thoughts? I do actually like him. Kind of agree with you. He probably can. He's still a young kid. He's not he's not the strongest, but I do like him. I thought that was a good game for him yesterday. I thought it was a great goal he scored. I was pleased for him. He could have got a second, couldn't he? He was a bit unlucky. He just couldn't seem to get it from underneath his feet to get a really good shot in. And it was on his left as well, rather than his right. So he couldn't really, he skewed it into the side netting, which was a shame, because if he'd have got 2, it would have been a great day for him yesterday. Right, I think that's the end of the comment. Oh, no. Yeah. Alton James Cabar says 1-1 in the Man United game. Yeah, well, of course he is. Of course he is. What a player. Ellis Sims is hitting the goals for Coventry. Wouldn't we have liked to have got him? We know how good he was, don't we? Yes, I have heard that Rotherham are down, so that's another ground I won't be going to next season. Plumbing awful, Rotherham. I hated the experience last time with the stewards. Oh, it was just awful. Just an awful experience. Jane didn't like it as well this year with the dog. Right, I think that's the last of the comments. I don't think there's anything else. All I can really say is thanks a lot for sticking with us. Thanks for watching these things. We will be doing more live streams. Won't be doing as many match vlogs next season, if any, unless I can get some big sponsorship. So if you know anybody who wants to promote their business on Lee Charles TV, then get them to get in touch with me on that email down there, and let's see for next season if I can get enough to keep me doing it. But I can't. I've got to work. Gareth Joe said, you would like to think the experienced players would speak up about this crap 3-5-2 because they don't look like they enjoy it. They don't, do they? They don't look like they're really enjoying the football. We'd just like to see him try 4-4-2 for once, as I think Big Marv is a far better player under 4-4-2. Yeah. W&G fans remember going to Rotherham. Yes. Yes, it was. Tom Lewis says, cheers, Lee. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for watching. Eugene McGeever says, bye, Lee, and see you in the next one. Yes. And Steve says, keep up the good work. Thank you very much, everyone. Plymouth have been surprised. Plymouth have been surprising this season. Portsmouth. Plymouth? Peterborough 0, Wickham 0. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for watching. As I say, no match vlog tonight, so I do apologise for that. But had to go and work. So thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. If you're watching this on the rerun, thanks a lot for all you that do watch it. And for anybody who wants to say nasty things on A View from the Tower about me, stuff you. Right. See you later. Bye, everyone. Take it easy. We'll see you. I'll be at Fleetwood. I will be doing a vlog for Fleetwood. Give us a rendition. You don't want to hear me singing, do you? That'll just lose me. Yeah. Dembele, aha. Hit running down the wing, aha. Hear the Blackpool sing, aha. All the way to Wembley. We're all going to Wembley. Yeah, we're not. We're not. So it's a pointless chant now. But anyway, thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. See you all in the next one. Ta-ra.